life is not a YouTube video. There's no script for you to follow. You know, you can't edit out the mistakes. All that stuff is not realistic. And for me personally, this hits home for me because recently, I've been going through this analysis paralysis phase with my YouTube channel, and I've been trying to figure out what direction I want to go in. And the thing is that there's so many things that I want to create, and there's so many ways that I want to create it. But recently, because like there's content that I want to create that's about mindset, because I think mindset is ultimately what you need in order to accomplish anything that you want in life. But then there's also content that I want to create that's about, my past and doing SEO and stuff like that, which I still do, but I wouldn't say it's the majority of my life right now, right? It's not like when I first started. If you don't know what SEO is and you're a new viewer on this, it's just search engine optimization. But when I first started my career in search engine optimization, it was easier to just keep making videos about that because there were so many things that I was learning about. And I've evolved from that, right? And now I'm more about, and then it's also like, I want to teach you guys how to make money, but I don't want to teach you guys how to make money. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that I want to teach you guys the skills that you need in order to make money. Because the skills that you need are not even the skills. I want to teach you guys the traits. Because at the end of the day, there's so many people that have these skills, but they lack discipline. They lack being able to focus. They lack the characteristics that's going to make them succeed with the skills. So the skills are not as important as the traits that you need. And then I sometimes struggle with wanting to like overly edit my videos like how I used to 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I used to edit my videos a lot. And now I don't edit my videos. And sometimes I want to edit my videos because I want to edit them so that you guys can feel entertained. But then there's times where I don't want to edit them because I want the message to speak more than the edits. I want to make sure that when you walk away from watching a video, you walk away with something practical that you can actually use in your life to level up. And I also don't want to portray this image of being perfect. I think a lot of people that's on the internet right now, they demonstrate this like false reality, and they create this like narrative in your head that they're perfect, because at the end of the day, it doesn't seem as if they have any issues, right? And they all throwing out these huge numbers or like showing this nice space that they have. And, I have a pretty nice space too, but it's like all of this stuff is so superficial. And then you have like people relying on AI now to make content, and what God knows what's next. So in a world where everything is artificial, I just want to give you the real, the raw, the truth, and it just made me want to tell you that if you are looking through the lens of these cameras, or you're watching a YouTube video and these guys are talking about, the money that they're making, or they're flashing this lifestyle, and you're comparing yourself to them, I don't think comparison is necessarily a bad thing, as long as you don't start to create this like narrative in your head that you have to have what they have by the time that they got there. There's so many variables in life that controls why they are where they are at that you can't control. And the only thing that you can do is figure out who you are and what your destiny is. And you have to live in your own truth. And you have to accept that things are going to happen for you when they're supposed to happen for you. And it's very easy to fall into this trap, but this is one of the biggest traps that you can fall into on the internet, is watching these guys, getting caught up in what they're creating, and saying, thinking to yourself or wondering to yourself why you're not where they're at yet. So don't do that, like take one day at a time. When you want to learn some new information, read a book. You should watch YouTube if you want to be inspired. For me, for 2025, what I'm going to start doing is from now on, when I'm consuming content on YouTube, it's only going to be for inspiration for me to create. If I want to learn something, I'm not watching YouTube. If I want to learn something, I'm going to go find it in a book. I'm going to go find it in another medium. Because I just feel like all of this information, it just dresses everything up. And then you can't do anything with it. Because when you watch stuff, you don't even retain majority of it. Like, it goes through one ear and out the other. At least to me. So, just realize that, man, this life shit that we're living in, it's real. It's raw. And the people who show the truth are going to win. And the people who deeply believe in themselves and they like get their confidence from internal, not external, that's who's going to win. Right? So, like, just be yourself. In a world where everybody's pretending to act like they have it figured out, just be you. Look, there's things that I figured out and there's things that I don't know. And I'm okay with that. Right? Like, there's times when my business is doing really well and there's times when my business is struggling. And I'm okay with that. It's just something that I'm figuring out, right? So, like, no one has all the answers. People can pretend, but no one has all the answers because there's things in life that you just cannot predict and you cannot account for. So as long as you continue to put your best foot forward, that's all that matters. And that's all that should matter. Working every day to be a better person. So that's all I wanted to say. Thanks a lot if you watched this video all the way to the end. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.